We test. 1, 2, 3, mic check, mic check. Testing 1, 2, 3, mic check. Hey, how you doing, everybody? Happy No Labor Day. How you doing? I hope you're celebrating not laboring. Welcome. Let's celebrate a little no labor together. Let's do nothing together. And maybe a little news. Calls, topics, whatever we can get into. What's up, Albert? Lord of the Pies, Mark. How you doing, Chase? Thor? Hake and Cloud? Bops, no diggity. Negro Damas. Welcome, everybody. The Lord of the North, the Lord of the East. Spike Protein. Birdie Bound Brian, Kevin Howe. Nit, we must seize the means of production. What is going on Labor Day? We're monitoring the situation. Communism continues to take hold. The people are begging to seize the means of production in the chat. Is it over? Is it over? What's up, Russell? Pauline? Carver? We're monitoring the situation on this fine Monday. We're in the lab, monitoring the situation with the folks, with the fellas, with the girls, with the audience. We're all here together. Punchy.tv/anchorbaby. Rumble.com/AmericanAnchorBaby. Okay. So what are we going to do now? What's going to happen now? Well, I mean, we got news. Got a couple of things here, but first, let me say hello to the folks on this fine Monday. How's your Monday? Are you taking it easy? Taking it ease? Welcome, everybody. Okay. Thanks, Cloud Bops. All is well. All is well. Anybody know why I can't keep the Discord link the same? Links in the description if you want to be part of it. And if you see me in the one at a time channel, pop in and say hello. Thanks, Birdie Bound. What's up, Drawlers? Welcome, welcome. Let's sit back a bit. Let's go. I want to deport somebody. Who are you talking about? Because can we do me last? Can we do me later? Mr. Trump? In your deportations, leave me low in the list, man. Leave me last. But, keep it up. 844-900-2229. I'm opening up the lines if you want to call in. Just call in. 844-900-2229. Amazing. We're locked in. You see the number. Nick is first, so he is last. Nick, you Jewish with Joe Jufro. Yeah, you can see it's Monday, Labor Day. I'm not in the chair. I'm not in the studio. You can see that's what's happening. This is the thing. People didn't believe me when I've said this about a Crown Act. Blacks taking it too personally, like, oh, you need to comb your hair. What? Oh, we have different hair than you. It's not just blacks, people. Look, I gotta get the curl tech right in the mornings, like a decent citizen, like a decent individual, when I come into the office. Is it maybe a little ladylike as it grows more and more? Maybe. Am I clogging up the bathroom shower like my girlfriends used to? Maybe. Did I need to say any of that? I don't think so. It's a different time. It's a different generation. Sorry, Jesse. Soul Glow. I haven't perused the ethnic hair section, the black hair section, in some time. But maybe it's time. I may find some use in there now. Okay. Nick's showing up in a bonnet tomorrow. Someone explain the bonnet to me. Let's get culturally enriched. I think I understand, right? Because it's like, it's like a hair thing, right? Well, duh. Google AI. What the? Excuse me, Google AI. Do you want to explain yourself here? The search term bonnet refers to several notable individuals and a common surname. Okay. While the term is often confused with a historical figure, the bonnet spelling is associated with a distinct set of people. You want to be a little bit more specific, Google? You want to tell us what's on your mind there, Google AI? Bonnet spelling is associated with a distinct set of people. That's crazy, Google AI. That's cool. That's crazy. I'm not even going to touch that. Google's got to work on themselves. I'm not even messing with that. What? We're monitoring the situation, Google. What the hell's wrong with you? I know it's to, I think it's so that you can wake up with nice hair, maybe. I forget what it is. I think it maybe also protects, like, dreads, certain dreads, cornrows, stuff. Google tripping, man. So we're monitoring the situation. Calls coming in, super chats to get to. You know what? In fact, if my caller can be so kind to just hold on a little moment here. We got to show some love to the coffees, super chatters and all that. Eric, I'm appreciating your coffees here. plenty to respond to, and like that's kind of nice. And well, I may come to regret a statement like that, but well, people supporting and coming in with their thoughts and opinions. And at least something to respond to, right? Someone that disagrees, maybe somewhat. We appreciate it. Buymeacoffee.com/anchor, baby. I want to give some time to Eric here, who's been so kind. And I don't think I got to this on Friday, man. Amazing. Buymeacoffee.com/anchor, baby. Eric says, I sent the last coffee in the middle of your flight on Friday. Because it seemed like an appropriate time. It was an extensive read because I responded to every question, disagreement, or assumption you made regarding our previous conversation. This time you said, don't you know that all evil is the same? That's not true. You're conflating unconsciousness with evil. Murder and well, although I appreciate clearing this up. Okay, assumptions here. The evil mind, my bad. I gotta slow down. You make things up in your head. This time you said, don't you know that all evil is the same? I mean, what's the difference? Unconsciousness and evil. What's the difference? I'd like to know. What's the diff? Murder and vandalism are very depths of darkness, but they're both created by unconscious egoic identification. You said, why is the pride of the blacks more significant? Rap culture and black culture are synonymous with which compounds egoic identification through all methods of unconscious conditioning, genetics, environment, culture, and media. When rap culture is black culture, it can easily become one's identity. This causes a genetically black individual to be more susceptible to the lyrics, quick to defend, and take pride in the cultural behaviors. Well, I mean, that's just like a long-winded way of saying they identify with their color. So then when you say when the black color identifying stuff comes out, they're going to identify with that. You make contemptuous statements that aren't true. Suspend disbelief until you hear me out. Well, here's another thing. There's one thing for me to be wrong and make things up. But you know what happens? A whole bunch, if not just as much, is people thinking that I'm having that there's a contempt where there isn't, etc. You read a few lines and then go on a tangent of imaginative thought when had you read a bit further, I've already addressed your criticism. Yeah, it's a bit of a show thing too, maybe I should read the whole thing. It seems like I'd bore people. And then I'm watching Hake, and he's responding to Popcorn Stump Keg, and he's trying to get in there sometimes. I'm learning. Thanks, Eric. I welcome your analysis. That's what that's what it is. It's just maybe a little too much analysis when I don't need to. We're dialing it in, my friend. We're dialing it in. I welcome your analysis. I'm only concerned with the truth. So if I'm wrong, show me specifically where by attacking the argument objectively. If I'm the problem, we will know when the premise falls apart. Yes, there's only one sin, forgetting what's wrong with you. That's because when we identify with the ego, we're possessed by evil spirits, unconscious conditioning which controls our behavior. Forgive them for they know not what they do. We're controlled by a collaboration of genetics, environment, culture, media. I mean, says you. I mean, you'd probably agree with it's like, but it's like the ego at the end of the day or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of machination for the simple that maybe you and I don't really understand. What I'm saying is the creation of an ego possessed by the strong emotions of hate and pride, influenced by the unconscious suggestions of rap music, which prioritizes violence, in all caps, guns, drugs, hoes, clothes, cars, money, jewelry, will produce a more dangerous zombie. An unconscious individual that needs to control these things in its environment to confirm its identity. That's why respect. Hold on. That's why respect ends lives in the black community, because who would I be without it? Okay. And then calls, and we got Discord people. We're going to get to all of you. Hateful emotions and violent suggestions create a uniquely different ego than loving emotion and catering suggestions. That is okay. You want if you take my reaction as contempt, okay? Call it it's the sisters in me, the Colombian, my mama. I don't know what it is, but don't get all like, oh my gosh, he's contemptuous, he's gonna kill me or something. Look, look what like I got something to watch, but this is look. You're gonna tell me that I can't react to this, and maybe I'm wrong for that. But look, create a uniquely different ego than loving emotion and catering suggestions. No way. You're telling me you really believe that? Hateful emotions and violent suggestions. So like the rap music with all the dark lyrics. If you just had at least loving emotions and loving lyrics, it would create a different ego evil. Okay, well, let me calm down. I mean, it's one of those things where maybe you got to call me, man. I'm talking to some text, right? Consider this. We probably would agree. Where have we disagreed? We probably agree on what, because here's the what we need to define here is what you mean by uniquely different. If you mean the blacks are killing and with way more outward like crazy crimes than like whites, then that's evident. And I would be a fool to, fight you on that. But I mean, you're making like, it's like a spiritual thing, right? You're talking about the ego and all that, what's going on inside in the nitty gritties. I mean, come on. You're judging. Both egos are evil, but one solves problems with guns and drugs and the other with flowers and hugs. Did I just do the thing he said earlier? Of which the blacks are more susceptible to the violent influence of rap music because they identify with all four main methods of unconscious conditioning. This is why Jesse says, you are not in control of your own life. You're not coming up with the ideas, plans, and thoughts that you think you're coming up with. The unconscious conditioning, we never disagreed. Why do you want so badly for me? We don't disagree. Yeah, the blacks are killing, right? The blacks are out there killing. Here's the question for you. Here's the question for you, Eric. Here's the question for you. What is the answer? Because if the answer is two different answers, if it's the same answer, then when did we ever disagree? Or then whatever all this. Yeah, the blacks are killing and the whites are loving and hugging, using ego to fix problems. But if the solution is the same, then what's going on is inside is the same. Think about it. Genetics, they're black. So rap music made by other black people is more relatable. The ego is incentivized to defend rap culture because it's also its identity. I mean, yeah. Think about when people say, oh, it's the executives making rap more gross and like violent and stuff. It's like, I don't think so. I think rap, some, not all, there's a whole bunch of liars too, but a lot of that music is quite honest. It's quite sincere. Like, no, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel you. Environment. He says today's problematic black juvenile is raised by angry mothers and angry rappers. Pop Smoke isn't a strong father figure. He's not known for avoiding conflict or long-term monogamous relationships. That's true. Culture. Today's black culture is inseparable from rap culture, which says it's cool to be a violent, drug-dealing, prostitute, psychopathic criminal, and if you don't prioritize degeneracy, well, you ain't black. Media. If you identify with every aspect of rap culture, your ego is more susceptible to act out what's suggested through the lyrics. To reiterate, yes, there's only one sin, but there are varying levels of evil, justification by the imagination for selfish behavior, defined by the conditioning of the ego, of which the black societal function correlates directly with rap culture. Again, when I say rap music is the problem with this, encapsulates genetics, environment, culture, and media. Well, sir, I guess I don't disagree, man. I mean, we never disagreed. I guess I just don't need to do this personally. Yes, to find out if there's one sin or varying levels of evil. Because I could just see, well, so if someone's killing in this society, in this neighborhood, that can't happen here. If someone's doing this, that can't happen here. I don't need to classify it, but that's maybe just my personal little thing, right? I don't like how you're describing it. That's just my personality kind of thing. Call it a more opinion thing. Like, why you got to say it like that, right? Like, use these words. We read the Keep Score one. Thank you, Eric. And Ben Art, we got to you, sir, I think. Yes, we did. And I just wanted to make sure we got to everybody. Amazing. Thank you for the generous super chat there, Alias. We got calls. But first, I want to shout out Birdie Bound Brian, man. Thanks for being in the Discord. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. Oh, crap. I had you playing in the background. Sorry, but I don't know. What am I
It's no problem.
for?
Go ahead.
Hey, I called in because I was listening to your first part of your response to, I can't remember that long paragraph. Whoever wrote
Eric
that
Harlan.
paragraph about Eric Harlan.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How can you disagree and have all these questions and haven't called in? I mean, are you really trying to get to the bottom? How could someone have all these questions and opinions but never call in?
Some people don't call in, maybe. I mean, yeah, just so people don't call in. He's laid it out in text in his way. Kind of like a like a popcorn stump cake. You know, these people, they super chat in and yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah, I thought it was I related earlier when you were speaking about how you're dialing it in and maybe everything doesn't deserve an analysis.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny how, you know, because I find myself doing the same thing, just kind of like watching myself get into situations where I'm like, why did I even get in here talking about this or even analyzing it? And it's funny how I'm learning that, you know, dialing it in reminds me of like tightening the shot group.
Yeah.
You know, shooting at a target, you're tightening the shot group up, and really tightening the shot group just means taking less shots. You know
Interesting. I mean? Noted.
So
noted. That's something that somehow some part of me takes that as almost like a, how do I put it? Like it might be helpful to me.
Yeah, it's helped me.
Slow down.
I'll tell you that. Yeah, it's helped me a lot. But yeah, that was why I called in. You made me think about my little observation that I've been going through when I tend to overanalyze or hear something, not overanalyze, but hear something that someone says and want to nitpick it apart, if you will.
Yeah, you know, I think it's well, I mean, depends on what you mean, but if it's like that wrong spirit, I mean, that's like you got an idea in your head. You like already, it really what it is, I think it's an adversarial thing. You're already taking an adversarial point. You missed it where you did that, when and where you took an adversarial position inside. You know, I started first with the thought in the mind. And I think that's why that happens, personally. Right. And
yeah, well,
the person who knows what they're talking about never needs to take an adversarial position. They don't. The person who, and that kind of person goes into a debate, so to speak, if it were something that is billed as a debate, and they wouldn't go in thinking as you know, with that mindset of this is a debate. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why that happens. It's an adversarial thing. You just turn them into an enemy.
I didn't take what you were doing as, I didn't see what you were doing as, you know, you took an adversarial position and you speak and you go, oh, I'm here now. Because like you said, you know.
You mean with Eric?
You say right.
No, I'll just tell you right now, that's not happened.
Well, that's what I know that. So I'm like, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. So when I see stuff like that, like what you're doing right now happen, and then people, as he said, or as you said, tend to think that you're angry or you're up in arms about something because you're responding to it, is just, that's the adversarial thing instead of just hearing what you have to say.
Yeah, I noticed like if that kind of conversation is happening, it's usually you got two adversaries, usually kind of two devils fighting. I think when that kind of stuff starts getting lobbed around, and you know what, I'm not even saying this about Eric personally, but even though like he did say that in this, I'm really not even thinking about that, but just in general, I'm really talking about when you're talking with someone in person and you start going like, well, why aren't you listening? Well, why aren't you listening? It's, yeah, you've gone into that.
Right.
Right. Well, the person listening probably wouldn't even say such a thing.
Right. Exactly. That's true. But that's all I had, Nick. I don't want to interrupt the show.
Thank you, sir. Birdie Bound Brian, man. Call me again.
Watching. Yes, sir.
Oh, Birdie Bound Brian. Where'd he go? He's got some crazy raps. Maybe we could get to that or something. I don't know. He's been sending me some. I didn't know we have talented people in the Discord. Okay, and they're like making stuff. We got Nicholas. Okay, hold on. We got somebody on air. Is it Nicholas? Mic check.
Yeah, it's me, Chase, Texas.
How you doing, sir? Oh no, I got something wrong here. I'm reading my own name. What's up, sir? Welcome.
What up? Oh man, I got you playing in the background. There you go. All right. What's going on?
No, not much, man. Just chilling here for Labor Day kind of thing here. Talking to Chase here out of Texas. And you said, I misread something in my call screening software, and I thought I doxed something because it actually tells me some information of my callers. But that's not what I did, huh? You're talking about, you called in to talk about a Nicholas.
Yeah. No, I didn't call it.
It says here that you want to talk about.
What I recorded.
Oh.
Yeah, what I recorded.
Well, tell me what you recorded so I can understand how my stuff works
about.
here.
Nothing. I just wanted to call in for the sake of calling in.
So what's this about a Russian and Nicholas Demetrius III?
Yeah, that's your Russian name.
Oh, geez. Okay. I'm not familiar with that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I took your call here. It says, you wanted to talk about a Nicholas Demetrius III.
Well, you know what, man? I was just calling in, and as soon as I get on, I'm getting, I'm reading something here. Utterly fucking sidetracked, man.
Keep it clean. You're the type to go crazy with those.
I'll tell you what, this might actually help her out real quick. Case has been since... So, October 8, 2024, Aaron Spencer reported his...
What are you talking about, man? You're losing me here.
Daughter. Of course I am.
You're giving me some news?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you talking about here?
I'm not sure. Let me make sense of it real quick. Okay, so someone here wants to spread some kind of message about something, some kind of something, pedophile stuff. And... she's trying to.
Are you talking about the news or are you talking about the chat?
No, it's man, never mind. All right, I'm on Facebook Messenger, right?
How about call me back when you got this settled?
That's what I thought. All right.
All right. 844-900-2229. Let's see. I don't know what the heck he's talking about. I don't know what the heck he's talking about. Some PDF. Yeah, we hanging up on that. I mean, did y'all feel me? Modi? What's going on with Modi? Modi? Do we love Modi? I don't know anything about Modi. I just know he's Indian. And I'm like, yeah, let's go, Modi. I don't think he's a bad guy. I just don't know what he's talking about. I told him to call me back. Yeah. No, yeah, don't worry about that, chat. No, I told him to call me back. But anyways, smiles and clasped hands. Dream team happening here? Putin, Modi, Xi, Trump, Netanyahu? I mean, just put them all in. I mean, is Modi... You got to at least... If you're going to have Putin, straight up, Putin and thing. Look. There's a case for Modi. We'll get to that. But you got to agree with me that she is part of the dream team, right? If Putin and Netanyahu are part of the dream team, then Xi Jinping is obviously part of the dream team. Now, let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you. This is a Wikipedia article titled India and Weapons of Mass Destruction. Okay? The first sentence. India possesses nuclear weapons and previously developed chemical weapons. Okay. Yeah, Modi can be part of the dream team. Yeah, we'll take the nukes. We'll take the nukes. How close were India and Pakistan? Was it Pakistan? How close were India and Pakistan to nuclear war? Was it India and Pakistan? You bloody! India and Pakistan have come dangerously close to nuclear war several times since both tested weapons in 1998. Well, there you go. I enjoy my freedom, Nit. I don't want to have to worship Xi Jinping. See, that's the thing about the dream team. You got to understand. It's kind of like a checks and balances. That's what happens when you get the strongmen here on like a playing field with each other. Open communication, trade, and disagreement, negativity. Now you got checks and balances. Okay? But it's not a matter of doctrinal. Okay, maybe that could help, like the Constitution and all that. But the checking that's going on here is just strong men. So that's why not just anybody can be part of it. You know, I don't know if Modi can really just, you know, I'm messing around talking about nukes, but Putin wants what he wants. I mean, they went far enough they went as far as like, right, starting like kinetic wars since like 2014, taking land, making it happen, taking the mic, saying one thing, doing another maybe. I don't know, but look, it's happening. Netanyahu the same way. And guess what? When it comes to the world at large, very low approval rate. I mean, I'd say, don't you think? Well, I don't know what to say about Trump, man. I feel like everybody likes him, but Nit, they aren't allowed to talk smack about the government all day on the internet, lol. We would be locked up. This is what I'm saying. That's why the dream team would check itself. It would be like there would be checks and balances here. I mean, I'm not saying the dream team's going to rule the world. Maybe we haven't thought this through. What does that mean, right? What does the dream team mean? I'm thinking the dream team can remain as the leaders of their nations, okay? And that's how the world can continue running. You know, they want what they want. They're strong. It'll piss people off. But, hey, they want what they want. The people can trust, even if they don't like them, that they're kind of doing the tough thing for their country. And, you know, you can't get everything you want. You could be the strongest guy you want, but you can't get, like, everything, right? So you start getting the checking. You start getting the checks and the balances, okay? The dream team is kind of smart. Okay, don't talk ish. Don't talk ish so quick. So, you know, just think about it. Xi, you might want him. Yeah, you run your country, I'll run mine. Worked out for Ukraine. We're not talking about that. We're talking about, but look, Ukraine it's one of those things. Right? When the strong men do what they want, what they think they need. This is what I mean by low approval rating. This is basically it's kind of a euphemism. Let's call it low approval rating. Some would maybe point to the dead. But you know what? Look, let's just call it low approval rating. That's the low approval ratings. You can't win them all. You know, if you could win them all, then there would only be one member in the dream team. And although they're fighting for supremacy, that's just not happening. So you got to work with people. Is this just an easy, Kevin Howe, is this just a whole bunch of words to gloss over Ukraine? What a mess. Xi Jinping. What do we know about that? Let's move on. Hey, thank you for that. Yeah, we'll get to that. Thank you, Rumble. Rumble.com/American Anchor, baby. How you doing, everybody? Kim, peace in the puzzle. Dustin. That hair, bro. Wild. How you doing, 8-Bit Gamer? Is it too wild? I didn't even, like... I didn't do ish about it, okay? We're nuts. Thank you, 8-Bit Gamer. Thank you, Jules, Dustin, Creighton. Appreciate you being part of the Rumble. Okay. Thank you, Jim. Okay. Oy vey, my virology classes? Oh, oy vey, my virology laboratories? Ban him. Ban him? We can't F with Israel any more than we can F with Putin. These are nuclear superpowers which are run by insane people. Russia has 500 times more nukes than Israel, but nukes are nukes. Man. Is this fan too loud? Going, whoo. Is that annoying? Let me know, folks. Let me know. So is it true? I keep hearing about Japan being a place of, what can I say, homogeneity, rare homogeneity in a world of where that's crazy. You tell somebody, hey, this country is Japan. Here's something I would see online a lot. When you hear people talking about the West and immigration, this is something I'd hear a lot. You can't go to Japan. You can't go to Japan and say Japan is only for the Japanese. They would look at you like a crazy person. They would look at you like you're crazy. So why could you do that in England, America, etc.? And I don't know why I'm putting on that voice. I mean, it seems like maybe the Japanese are maybe don't allow that as much. That's my impression, okay? I don't know how true that is, actually. We're getting reports. Hold on. Where thousands are marching in Osaka. An end to immigration. Hi. Hayaku. They're protesting. Authorities estimated a crowd exceeding 10,000 gathered outside the Prime Minister's office, the PM's office, yesterday for an organized protest. I don't speak Japanese, so I don't know what they're saying. Is there some English there? More footage from the protest. Can we get a little play? Come on. Now, GB News is reporting this as well. Migrant protests have erupted in Japan after hometowns for 4 African countries were set up in Japanese cities. Controversy was sparked last week after authorities announced a new initiative under the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA. Japan International Cooperation Agency. What the heck is that? Who describes its goal as creating a peaceful and prosperous world where people can hope for a better future and explore their diverse potentials. At the Tokyo International Conference on African Development, whatever that is, JICA announced I feel like I shouldn't say that. That sounds like you can't be calling them that. You can't be calling them that. Jika announced the roll out of an African hometown initiative, which declared 4 hometowns in Japanese cities for Nigeria, Ghana, Tanzania, and Mozambique. Why can't Nigeria, Ghana, Tanzania, and Mozambique be their hometowns? I don't get it. Officials in the city of Imabari, the site of the new hometown for Mozambique, revealed to the public broadcaster NHK that they have received thousands of phone calls and emails of concern about the program. But here's the kind of the point. You think, well, Nick, what do you mean? It's happening in Japan too. Look, they get a little Jika, and all of a sudden they're protesting. Well, folks, don't you know that this is like, well, I don't want to say always, but it's kind of the desperation when this is happening. It's not, this looks like us. This looks like us. Like, what am I saying with that? I'm saying that it looks like us. So it's the same. It's like desperation. Like, oh, we got to say, don't do this because it's already happening. Far and along. Okay? It's happening. You understand? So that's interesting, no? Japan. I've always heard that about them, and you'd think when you look at Japan, the people, they call this ignorant because it's like, wow, look, they're so different. They look different and eat different. But that should be shallow enough for, the masses of the world, right? To be like, wow, let's preserve. Like, understand what I'm saying here. I'm keeping it dumb almost because think about it. Look, they're so different. They have their little kimonos and they're like, the eyes are different. Like, call it ignorant, but use this ignorance, right? To show how different and maybe how worth it is to preserve. Call it that. I don't know. Japan is based. Imagine if America protested like this when the third worlders started getting shipped in. Yeah, that's why I kind of stopped myself. Because I don't really know. But I get it, but I don't know if we could say that. Unless Carver knows something I don't know. All of this actually puts it all into question. It puts all Japan wouldn't allow it. They don't allow foreigners, etc. into question. And which is whatever. I don't say that to whatever. Give us our country back. Japanese high school girl begs the government to stop importing the third world. I don't speak Japanese, okay? These are captions. Oh, she's crying, I think. Here, so you can read. Or maybe I'll just read it out. There aren't many young people here yet. She's talking about the protests. But I'm really scared because of Mr. Ishiba. I don't know who that is. Oh, wait, I think that's a politician. Mr. Ishiba. I think that's the PM. Yeah, Shigeru Ishiba. Shigeru, how tall are you? Is that public information? How tall is Shigeru Ishida? We need to know. I wasn't able to find any publicly reliable. Let's see. Let's see him standing next to something. I don't know, guys. He might be a little guy. all mad. Sorry, where were we? He told his mother he would leave today, but he still feels sorry for his parents that he no longer has a secure future. If things continue as they are, Japan will become a rape-prone country. Oh. It's painful that I can't reassure my parents' generation, and I wonder what will happen. Yeah, I feel like they took this on quick. I mean, I'm not living in Japan. I have no clue, but if I'm to believe that, I don't know. I mean, I've seen some of this, maybe even like a year, 2, 3 years ago, of this talk of bringing them in, and I've always heard they were averse and strong about that. So maybe they took this up quick, this protest. I don't know what to say. Japan is a mono-ethnic nation. With Mr. Ishiba's current selfish policies, we will no longer be able to say this. It's scary. I mean, they're like a tiny island, no? I don't know what their population is, but Japan population 124 million. Thank you. Until now, the government has been doing such terrible politics that it has made the people feel powerless. But the number of people is now far greater than the government. Whoa. Anti-government? So something about all this immigration, only 0.001% of people benefit. If 99% of us raise our voices, we will win 100%. 500 million %. Okay. I realize this, so I'm going to fight. I say this a lot to the kids around me too. My generation has been raised on a lot of that propaganda, so I think there are still very few people who realize how it is in Japan. When I decided to join the demonstration this time, I asked many of my friends to join me, but they all seem to be in the mood to give up because it's still too hot. I just wonder what's wrong with the married couples having different surnames. Is she really saying all this? Again, I don't speak Japanese. Is she really saying all this? I wonder what's wrong with married couples having different surnames. There are still many people who, maybe she could be saying that, who think that Mr. Ishiba is just someone who thinks that prime ministers are bound to be criticized no matter what era they are in. I believe that we are people of the same generation. As people of the same generation, have a responsibility to change this. Let's all do our best. If I say give me my country back, please give it back. Oh, she says, if I say give me my country back, please say give it back. She's starting a chant, I think. Ishiba could what? Give us back our country in Japanese. What I want to wait. Kuni, country. Kuni. Kuni. She say kuni. That sounds like country. Kunio, a particle that marks the direct object of a verb. Kaise, the imperative command form verb. Of kaisu, which means to give back. Let's see if we hear it. Because, you know, I've watched full videos where it's like supposedly a translation, but the captions are totally made up. Kunio kaise. Yeah. I think she's saying that. I think she's saying give us, Ishida, give us back our country. Okay, damn. I think she do be saying all this. She really be saying all this, I think. Yeah, what's up with the different surnames? Oh, I think she's naming a bunch of politicians. Nihon. That's how they say Japan. So, yeah. Nihon. Ganbarimashou. Let's go. That's crazy, Japan.
The Prime Minister Ishiba, you are the traitor. You are the chancellor in Japan. Out of Japan just right now.
Well, why is this happening? What the heck is a JICA? Someone explain this Japanese International Alliance. Japan International Cooperation Agency. What the heck is going on? Hey, is this Chase? We got Chase back?
Yeah.
How you doing, Chase?
Grab some Taco Bell. So that's what Japan. I was just reading something, but it's a whole different thing. I was looking into it for one of my friends. He just posted it, wanted me to share it. It has something to do with, it's on Discord. But Did you say that in that report they said something about Japan being it's going to turn Japan into a second world country or something?
No, what it looks like is that people are protesting what it seems to be the prime minister's actions on importing a bunch of foreigners, essentially.
Okay. Did it say where they're from?
Where the foreigners are from? Yeah, I mean, I mentioned Africa, for example. They're making 4 different Japanese cities into what they're calling hometowns for 4 different African cities. Mozambique, or something like that. Like Mozambique, I think those are states. Well, whatever. African places.
Oh, Mozambique.
Mozambique, yeah. Ghana, Nigeria. Those are countries, actually. And they designated Ghana, these 4 Japanese cities as hometowns for these countries. I just don't understand.
Well, I kind of had a feeling they were going to try something like this. The Japanese were taking in Muslims from Singapore for a little while. Like, I think it was back in 2017, maybe. It was maybe earlier than that, but they said that they were a problem. And every time they would complain, I think Abe was in then, yeah.
Yeah, no
every
way.
time they would complain, they would try to like pacify them by saying, "Oh, they're still Asian enough," and the people were trying to speak out, and they were pretty much getting censored just like the West. Now that they're importing Africans, yeah, they're not going to know what to do with them.
Wow, I didn't know that, man.
Oh yeah, look it up if you can find it.
No, I believe it. It's crazy.
It.
So, anyways, Chase, what you calling about, man? Well, I don't know. I mean, I've been like sort of watching Japan for over time, and I've always heard that they've maintained some that they've maintained something about that, and I've always respected that. It's I'd hate to see that go in a sense, because I kind of want that for everybody. I want everybody to have that if they want it. And it seems like, for example, in America, where I grew up, and Canada, where I grew up, you're not allowed to do that.
No, but in I think the Japanese they're civic nationalists.
Help me understand.
They understand. Yeah. Oh, civic nationalism is just kind of like the name, civility nationalists. They're very pro Japan genetically, ethnically, but it's more than just it's borderline a system of government.
Mm-hmm.
So the word racist is not going to fly over there, by any means. But it looks like they're going to have to make it fly now if they want to keep them there. And even China has problems. If I remember, I have no source, no way to tell you. I guess you just have to look for it. But there was some stuff about China letting in a bunch of migrants from, I don't remember which country, but It was some African country, and the people were complaining, saying
No way.
they were, pickpocketing, violent, molesting women. And every time they complain, the Chinese would say, well, we've got vested interest in their, and it's for, for their companies, and it's for the greater
No
good of
way.
the communist government.
Because I heard the same thing about China, for example, that they're not going around importing a bunch of like large labor forces.
Yeah, they got their own, though.
But they might be, you're saying. Well, maybe not definitely not as much, maybe. But anyways, China.
China's more ethnically diverse, too. Japan is full on Japanese, but China's had different Turkish ethnicities there for long.
Huh.
That, of course, everyone knows the Rohingya Muslims.
Those are the ones out there.
In China, yeah.
Yeah. Is that the
They don't
same
like
as the Uyghurs are different?
Oh, Rohingyas, Uyghurs. Which one, man? I think there's Rohingyas and there's Uyghurs. Probably,
okay.
Probably both.
Interesting, man.
Is it?
I didn't know that, Chase.
Yes, sir. So what are you doing? What are you doing for the weekend?
Well, I mean, we went live today, all the network shows, doing more of a chill kind of thing today, but we got the viewers here, and we're kind of taking it easy, doing topics, calls, and all that. Back to it tomorrow. What can I say? Tuesday, Country Western with Jesse. Back to it right away.
Alrighty, man. Well, I'm gonna go home and chat.
What do you got going on for Labor Day?
I'm not sure if you want to know.
Maybe not. Chase, man, I appreciate it.
All right. I got no plans, man. It's just whatever happens.
Right on, man. Right on. Well, thank you, Chase. Call me again.
Yep.
Was that just me, or was he going to say something dirty? So that's how I took that. Like, I don't know if we can say on the air. Like, you sure want to know. Wishing you well, Chase. How you doing? Who we got here? Salazar.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up? Is this Galahad?
Yeah, that's me, bro.
How you been, sir?
Great, man. How are you?
Come closer to your mic.
Oh, sorry. Is this better?
You sounding like a little echoey, but I think we could work with it.
Oh, sorry. Let me check. Is this better now?
Yeah. Thanks, man. Go ahead.
Right. Cool. How's it going, man?
Just taking it easy Monday, streaming with still streaming on the network, but that's pretty much it. And then back to it tomorrow. Yeah, like I said, taking it easy, topics, calls, all that.
Ooh, you're still gaming or no?
You said gaming? We might get into the altars later. We might hit up the altars in a bit here. Oh, is it not downloaded? You know that one game we were playing all together the other day. But, I pretty much like, you know me, like, I'll shoot on Tarkov, but I haven't even played that in a while. But we downloaded Altars the other day. Someone told me it was really good. You got to try it. Like, I was talking to a buddy basically saying, like, what's even there to play? You know what I read? I read that there are like something like 16 million titles on Steam. Wait, what did I read? Something crazy. Like, hold on. There's something like 16 million titles on Steam, which is a game, like a portal where you can, purchase and download and play a whole bunch of games, right?
Yeah,
Steam, how many games?
They add about 20,000 each year or something.
It's something crazy, and only like 60 of these titles make up for 90% of all the playtime. I read that somewhere. And I could be wrong, but
yeah, but it's so big, bro. The market is so big.
Wait, what?
So
where the heck did I hear 16 million? Where did I hear Steam? Where did I hear this?
So many.
16 million is a lot, right?
Games.
105,000 games.
Million users every day.
Maybe that's what it was. But it's something like...
No, it's about 20,000 a year. Like new games per year, and only about like 1% are like 90%.
This is something I heard. Let's find out.
It's crazy, bro.
But I heard it kind of tracks. I mean, it doesn't seem like what people play like Fortnite, and then a couple other things. And so, anyways, buddy told me, no, this is good. This is good. And we downloaded it and whatever. We played on stream, and I think it kind of hooked me a bit, but we haven't played it since. So I don't know if that's really the game. I think that's just me.
I was just calling about that, bro. Like, I got a new demo out today. I think you might enjoy it, bro.
Like what?
It's an RPG. It's about Saint Michael fighting Satan, casting him out of heaven.
Oh,
It's a little game. It's
on Steam?
It's all about being steel. Yeah, it's on Steam.
What's it called?
About being steel, forgiving. Vade Retro Satana or Vade Retro Satana.
Vane?
Vade, VADE. Victor Alpha Delta Echo.
Vade Retro Satana.
Sure.
This has no. This is. Oh, you made this. Wait, what?
I made it, bro. I made it for us.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, but download it, bro. I wanted you to play it, bro. Like, we brought us all
Oh,
together. The
damn.
game. Probably like it.
I didn't realize. Sir, sir, I didn't realize. I did not clock your game, sir. Here's
don't worry, bro,
here's
don't
your
worry.
crown. You dropped this. Cool, like a little
Well,
classic. It looks like a
wishlist
little
it.
super classic Final Fantasy looking kind of RPG.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yes, exactly.
Cool, man.
Like with the Christian stuff.
That's
Yo,
incredible.
try it out. Let me know what you think, bro. Like,
I will. Wait, so it's ready to play? How do I do that?
There's like a download demo on the right side of the.
No, it's not. Oh, but I did see a demo listing for this. Vade Retro Satana demo.
Little button there.
Oh, I see it. Oh, cool, man.
Blue button.
I got it right here, man. We'll appreciate that. We'll check it out.
Oh, bro, let me know what you think, man.
Man.
I'm excited to know. How you play it?
All right.
Yeah. Well, have a great week, man. Let me know.
Cool, man.
Whatever.
For sure. Go ahead. Let me know. Yeah, man. Very nice.
Vibing. Bro, what's with you?
I'm gonna put you on general. Nice. Might have to check that out. Looks classic. And you can check it out yourself too. It looks like be still in know concepts in the game. So, I'm trying to read about Jika. What's Jika? The history of JICA, the Japan International Cooperation Agency, October 1st, 1954. Affiliation with the Colombo Plan, launch of technical cooperation projects. What is that? What is that? What is that? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Are you familiar with Japan International Cooperation Agency? And explain the following. The Colombo Plan was an intergovernmental effort among Asian and Pacific countries with help from Western nations to support development through technical cooperation, training, and aid. Japan joined the Colombo Plan in the early 1950s, and this membership was a turning point. Through it, Japan transitioned from being a recipient of aid to becoming a donor country. That sounds amazing. So it looks like this JICA and the Colombo Plan back in the 1950s were about building stuff. Well, let me see, actually. Yeah, so this Colombo plan back in the 50s looks like it allowed Japan to transfer and build on a whole bunch of critical knowledge for their engineers and agricultural programs, allowing Japan, according to all this, to become one of these donor countries as opposed to a recipient of aid after this World War II. I gotta say, I mean, from our cursory look, that's already kind of different. I mean, I wonder how much JICA and the Colombo plan was trying to bring in immigrants. Like, I wonder what percentage, you understand here? Like, what's the ratio here? Back in the 1950s, were they like 90% focused on, making sure their engineers and, engineers and farmers were up to snuff to make Japan amazing? Or were they focused on bringing in immigrants? I bet you it's hard to, you read this stuff and you got to realize that this was the 1950s. They were different people. I find it hard to believe anybody in like any country in the 1950s, you could go to them with this JICA plan and be like, we got to bring in the immigrants to, bolster, because this thing is all the way from the Colombo plan, but JICA's, built on this. And they want to say, well, yeah, we got to keep it going and continue this transfer of knowledge and building up our engineering and agricultural capacity. You can make that, you can dress that up and say that today with the bringing in of immigrants. You are bolstering the capacity, your agricultural capacity, right? We need workers. But of course, a dumbed down people who have kind of not, maybe. It's funny to say this about Japanese, but maybe all the peoples of all the whole world have done this to some degree, not done that well with that which was given to them by those before them, right? You've seen that maybe viral video of that Asian guy talking to that African. The English left you all these roads and stuff, and you look what you did with it. Maybe all the nations have done that to a degree, and so of course a dumbed down people will go around looking at what the people before them wrote about these plans, and they're like, yeah, bolster our agricultural capacity, bring in the immigrants. It's like misreading the Bible, it's like the folly of man over all of time. The same mistakes, maybe, so to speak. But let's come back down to earth, with that bird's eye view. Whatever. Let's see here.
Yeah. I feel like a young Guatemalan money, baby, pay me. Shining like the sun in their eyes, so they hate me. Keep me a machete in the ride if I arrive, it's always safely. I feel like a young Guatemalan money, baby, pay me. Shining like the sun in their eyes, so they hate me. Keep me a machete in the ride if I arrive, it's always safely.
Birdie Bound Brian. Excuse me, sir. I was not peeping. I in fact did not peep your sty. I in fact totally missed your groove there.
I can't thank God enough. You never got enough.
I did not peep your flow, sir. I didn't know you had it like that. They're making tracks in the Discord. They're making music in the Discord, folks. Wow. You dropped this. Sir, you dropped this. Your crown. Kind of let that play a bit.
I can't thank God enough. You never got enough. Yeah. I can't thank God enough. You never got enough. Yeah. I can't thank God enough. You never got enough.
That's Aaron? Aaron's on that? That's Aaron doing the hook? Okay. Okay, well, I'll be darned. Okay, link is in the description. The Discord's going off. The Discord's popping off. Okay. So, on that, is England really waking up? Whose streets, mate? Ooh. Ooh, streets. Oh my. Oh my word. He's not letting his country go down. He may not have a leg. He may not have a leg. You're not seeing because I'm blocking. But you are looking at an English man. Don't know how he lost that leg.
And this is completely calm, safe, no.
It looks like young and old, right? Or is it like dads? Or is it like, families and their kids? Still good. Still good. Ooh, streets. And what was he singing at the end?
No, completely calm, safe, no.
What's he singing there? I want to know what he's singing there, that kid.
Completely calm, safe, no.
What? Is it like an English thing? I want to be part of it. England is the most beta country, already too late. So when the English do it, it's like, well, so you'll see the Japanese and you're like, kawaii, oh my God, so based. And then the English do it. It's you might be right about the too late. The English. That's crazy, man. Don't nobody care, England. What? You guys are so quick to, like. So it's like, okay, you have like, kuni o kurese kuni kurese. And you're like, wow, based. And these people are like, oi, who's streets? And you're like, shut up, English.
Baby, one more time.
Oh, man. I don't think that's AI. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. I thought that was AI. I thought this was gonna turn to like AI generated video for a second. The way she was moving and her eyes went all wide. I think that really happened. I don't think she expected that to happen.
One more time.
Don't let go of the steering wheel. She drives like you fly, Nit. Ban him! Ban him! Oh my gosh. The look of pure like, oh, let me just stop the video. Let me stop that video. I called 911 or something. It's terrible. Oh man. I'm trying to catch that moment midair or like mid-flip. Oh no. The McDonald's. Everything's going everywhere. Look, everything. It's like midair. There's like zero grab for a sec. Oh no, that's terrible. Okay. Amazing. Female Monday. AC/DC starts playing. Incredible. All right, let's pull this up. Hold on. Hey, wow. Thank you so much, Jermaine. Appreciate the coffee. Says, Nick, have you seen the story about Sadie Khan, the dating coach that is a side check? What are you talking about? Thank you, Jermaine. Canada in the house. Sadie Khan. Who's Sadie Khan? Is it Sadia Khan? Wait. Sadia, haven't we talked about this lady? You know, she gives like relationship and like life advice, no? Nick, have you seen the story about Sadie Khan, the dating coach that is this? No, I'm not familiar, man. Bernesio, man, thanks for the super chat. Says, Mr. Knit, a girl I'm talking to is so immature. The other night while I was taking a bath, she came in and sunk all my toys. What should I do? The obvious thing. The obvious thing. While I was taking a bath, she came in and sunk all my toys. What should I do? You obviously have to put her in the walls of Jericho. That's obviously what you have to do. And that you even had to ask me? I don't know. Maybe you got to examine yourself, man. If it's not obvious to you that the only response to that is the following, then I can't help you.
Now we have a go for a walls of Jericho, but you're looking at Cody. Cody is doing everything he can to fight against it. Cody Rhodes is
I'm just giving you visual representation so you know what to do to her. But it's got to be exactly like this.
looking for the eye of Chris Jericho. Jericho has found the walls of Jericho. And Cody Rhodes may not have a...
And of course, you respect the tap. The moment she taps out, you let her go. Lesson learned. No welts. But obviously, the answer is the walls of Jericho. What are y'all up to on this Labor Day? Watch out for Raja. Silence. Moment of silence. Too soon. Too soon. Too soon. Too soon, folks. Come on. Don't chill out. Come on. This is a real article headline. Crime festers in Republican states while their troops patrol Washington. Okay, this is the common refrain right now. Is it true? Because the refrain is, yeah, Republican states, but you mean blue cities. Because that's where all this major urban areas are and where all this major urban crime is. So when they're telling, that's the refrain right now. I do gather it's like essentially true, but I've never gone through it to really, it's not like I know America like that. So, but I do have this impression that even in Republican states, the major cities are basically blue. And when you look up these voting by county demographics maps, it's basically blue cities surrounded by red counties all across the country. So Texas has Houston, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio. I've always heard those are blue cities. Florida, Miami, Orlando, Tampa. I know less about Florida because I don't know. I get this strong red impression because of DeSantis and all that. But there's a whole bunch of like liberal Jews there too, no? And then you talk about Miami. I'm gonna say Miami at least is blue. Georgia, Atlanta. Come on, Atlanta. Okay. Georgia, by the way, in the South, a red state, so to speak. That's why I'm naming these, right? Texas, Florida, Arizona. Okay, I know very little about Arizona. What do you guys say? Phoenix and Tucson, liberal cities? Are they blue cities, so to speak? Here's what I wonder. I wonder if Republicans led the cities, would it be any different? That's a sincere question. I'm not trying to be just facetious, just flip it around for the sake of talk. Like, okay, I can sit here and gather that it might be materially different in some ways, like actual enforcement. Maybe not so much caring about the racial identity, but let's be real. By how much? I don't know by how much, and I wonder if by much at all. I mean, the Republicans are scared of racism too. So I know it's like one thing to say, yeah, but blue cities, it's blue cities though, and look at these Democrats, they want to say F red, but it's you guys, it's the blue cities. But I mean, I'm just trying to think freely here, right? Not just like, oh, titles and Republican and Democrat. I'm just trying to think freely, okay? Sue me. But you have like the education and the money kind of coalescing in these cities. And then you have these blue people running it. Is it just a matter of, well, because they're running it? Like if the Republicans were doing that, would we just be saying this about the Republicans? I mean, what do you have anybody serious that wants to handle crime if you can't, like for example, do what Trump is doing? Sending in the troops, baby. I've never heard stuff like that in my lifetime. And I don't know, before Trump, honestly, the thinking was just a big head scratcher. I just don't know what we're going to do. Crime, it's just a big mystery. We need the think tanks. We need the universities on this. We need the millions and billions. We need them on this. Yeah, I don't think so. The big mystery of crime. Stocks are now pricier than they were in the .com era. Okay, I was asking you people, what were the promises of the .com era? I don't know, maybe I was molded by it. But, how do we do this analogy? I guess you merely adopted the internet. I was molded by it. But because you adopted it, right, it came around, I was already born in it. Some of you might be familiar with this era, and they were saying, what's coming? Oh my gosh, the .com era. And they were investing, but it ended up like 90% of these companies went bust. It's only like Google and stuff. What were the promises of the .com era? Anything .com would have money thrown at it. Yeah, I heard that too. Promises. One of the promises, the internet would connect the world, break down borders, and democratize access to information. Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of happening, but way slower than anybody thought. Way slower and with different like ups and downs. Censorship. Look, think about the mass uptake of the internet. Just that alone. I mean, think about how many just weren't on the internet. Then everybody had smartphones. Now everybody's on it. There's so many people on the internet that now Americans are not the most users of the internet anymore. By a lot. New digital economies and wealth. Online businesses could scale instantly, making old business models obsolete. Companies claimed eyeballs mattered more than profits and real valuations of their company. Yeah, people went crazy. Just put .com on it. What are you selling? Doesn't matter. It says .com. Jerry, it says .com. But what's our business model? Is this guy even listening? What's our business model? The internet is our business model. Is that kind of like AI? I get the same impression of AI. Now, I wasn't around for the .com stuff, but I bet you a whole bunch of these companies will go bust, but AI is not going anywhere. It's like forever changing our world. But, think about the internet. What people thought it would be. It's going to break down borders and we're going to have all this information and we're going to I bet you people even thought it would end racism. Just like they thought the world wars would. We'll end all conflict. We'll democratize information and everybody will have information. It turns out it turned out a little bit different. It's not exactly the utopia you thought. It's more like basically you still have like backwater nations full of people that rape people as like a did you hear about that story in Pakistan? They didn't change. They just got phones. They just got the internet so that they could post that. Now you can post about how crazy you are and how backwards you are in the whole world. That's kind of my take. So I bet you AI will be the same, honestly. It'll stay here forever. It'll be everywhere. We'll be talking to our fridges and be like, what's in there? And you don't have to open it and be like disappointed because you get up to go to the fridge and you're like, what's in there? And there's never anything in there. And you're like, oh man, I thought something would be in there this time. You'll just talk to our fridges. But we're not going to be like free and like smart and understand each other and be in a utopia. No, we'll just have like AI bots everywhere talking to us. It's like, okay, cool. Well, that's different. It'll be everywhere and it'll change the world forever. But it'll be, isn't that funny? Like kind of like a lot less fanfare than you thought. It's like, wah, wah. Oh, well, there's AI everywhere. Huh. Random thoughts. Okay. Wow. Wow. Who threw this on? Wow. I did this for karaoke one time. All the black women in there were mine. You know what I mean by that mine? It's just, ego talk. Black women love me. Wow. Anyways, let me see here. Anyways, I had something for you on that .com era. That's actually kind of interesting. Hold on. Did you guys ever see this? Where do you find it? Hold on. Is it a bubble? The .com bubble?
Absolutely no bubble in technology.
I think this is about Peter Thiel. I don't know. I guess Peter Thiel's been around for a while. Like this is back in 2007, I think. Look. Absolutely no. Nick is the favorite on cruise ships karaoke. I'm in the wrong line of work. And if you don't know who Peter Thiel is, I don't even know who he is. He's just that guy with Palantir. He's kind of in the orbit of Trump lately with these tech guys.
Me a CS degree on a roll, MIT, moved to Palo Alto, opportunity now. Thought I had the perfect plan, took a job at Webvan, traded in my 20s for a worthless pile of tech stock. Suffered through the market crash, lost a giant wad of cash, pink slips, burger flips, would you like some fries? Happy days are here again, Larry Page, Sergey Brin, time to write a business plan so I can be like those guys.
This is the tech. These were the tech bros before you even knew about tech bros. Okay, these were the tech bros before you were even born, Zoomers.
Here comes another bubble. It's a monster rally all around the valley. First you need a buzzword, then a second and a third. Pick at least two industries to revolutionize. give them just a fraction of the pie. Need a good domain name, must be cheap, can't be lame. Something cool like Flickr, Mevo, Wiki, Mahalo, Bevo. Telephone without the T, Digbook with the triple G. Make your elevator pitch, cut it up and flip the switch. Here comes another father. PCs are backing, maybe lands with cracking. Blog it all, blog it if it's big or small. Blog if the Cineplex, blog while you're having sex. Blog
What the?
in the locker room, babies blogging in the womb. Blog even if you're wrong, won't you blog about this song? Launch party, Nestle dress, what's the point? Sausage fest, blue shirts, khaki pants, looking like a line of ants. Need to get a Facebook page, all these guys are half my age. 29, past my prime, I feel so behind the times.
Is this AI?
In a year we swear we'll all be billionaires. Make yourself $1 million, partly skill, mostly luck. Now you can't afford a down payment on a small house. If you want a bigger one, Hillsborough, Atherton, better hope the same thing happened to your spouse. IPO, lucky you, have your cake and eat it too. Private yacht, party jet, why not buy a matching set? Build yourself a rocket ship, blast off on an ego trip. Can this really be the end? Back to work you go again.
Will the nerds rule the world? I mean, they keep saying that. I don't think so. They will simply be, who's this? Who is it? They'll be this guy. While the others conquer, the nerds will be given their place in the hierarchy, but be more akin to Ephialtes or whatever this guy's name was. You know, from Sparta. Here comes another bubble. I don't know, folks. How you doing, Jaime? Minnesota, Jaime, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on? Doing good, and yourself?
All is well, man. No complaints.
Hey, that's great. Esperaltes, huh? That's Mark.
Wait, who's that?
Mark from California.
And you're saying, what are you saying about that?
I'm not saying nothing. But hey, the AI bubble, huh? I don't think it's a bubble, man.
Explain.
AI is kind of hard to get into. Not hard to get into, but you gotta have a lot of knowledge of a lot of different things to hook it all up. So there's a lot of assets behind it, just like with Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin.
Well, tell me what you mean. Tell me a little bit. Hold on, Jaime. Can you back off your phone a bit?
Yeah. I turned the volume down.
So here's what it is. Your signal getting to me is clipping. So it's I'm not sure what it is on your end, but you got to either back off your phone because you're coming in plenty loud. So try just backing off of it, turning off the speaker or something.
Okay, yeah. How about now?
Yeah. I think that's better. Go ahead.
Okay. I got the phone tilted away from my face.
Yeah. I think that helps. Thank you, man.
Okay, good. Well, the .com bubble, when I think back to it, I know a little bit about making websites back then, and it wasn't easy, So all that code and everything, it was worth something, especially when you can get it connected. Like Ask Jeeves, I remember those guys, and different search engines getting bought out by Google. They bought something. They bought hard assets, which was code. And, AI makes it look easy now. But back then, it was worth something. So all these companies getting bought out for $1 million, $100,000, whatever, they bought something tangible in that time. And I believe it's the same thing that's going on with AI. AI companies starting up, buying chips, buying GPUs, hooking them up, getting them all interconnected, getting those models, those language models primed and beautiful, and a lot of work goes into that. And if somebody buys it, like a big company like Microsoft buys it, is worth something. So I don't know. People think it's a bubble, but it's worth something. And
Is,
some
is
of
that
it might
would
be
you?
speculation.
Fair enough. Would you describe the internet during that era the same way?
Some of the, yeah.
A bunch of speculation, but obviously there's value where there was.
Yeah. And those people weren't dumb people. I mean, I'm sure some people got in over their head and bought something that they didn't understand or was junk, or turned it into junk.
Ah, fair enough.
But it was all worth something.
And that's how I
Just
kind of
like,
gather AI,
like,
though. That's kind of how I see AI. For those that are kind of paying attention and smart, like where the worth is, where the value is, where the work is going in, where it's difficult, where it's hard to copy, where it's unique. And then there's all the speculation.
Yeah, like one of the Trump's secretaries, or business secretary, or something like that, he said, we might be automating, but we need people to maintain this automation. That's where all the jobs are going to go to. And, smart guys like that understand a little bit about it can get certifications and make 6 figures a year. And in the future, they're going to be making even more. And, the Amazon cloud, a lot of people don't understand that. Business people with money. And if you get some certifications,
help me understand.
some little six, understand what?
You were just saying? Keep going, sorry.
Yeah, like the cloud. Businesses running on clouds, they use other people's computers on the cloud and then store data on these things, and then they want websites or they want different automations connected to each other, and that's complicated stuff. You got to use infrastructure. You got to understand Amazon's infrastructure. You got to understand Microsoft's infrastructure, how they all interconnect and play. And people don't want to do that.
Fair enough.
Business people, especially. So they pay guys like you 6 figures to do it. Right now, I mean, America's always been a place where a guy can get ahead really quick if they got if they can perform.
Interesting, man.
So right now, I think you're great time.
I know, for example, like OpenAI is not a company you can invest in. They don't have like IPO, right? Stocks you could buy.
Well, I'm not talking about investing. I'm talking about actually doing work. Like if you can work for OpenAI, if you do some certifications and understand a few things, they'll pick you up and teach you the rest on the way.
Yeah, it's an exciting industry maybe in the world. What would you say about crypto? It sounds like maybe you were saying that earlier about crypto. What can you say about that being like? What's so special about that? Why do you have faith in such a thing? And what is this faith, and what is it that you believe in?
I have speculation, especially on Bitcoin, is a strong. I mean, Bitcoin, to mine Bitcoin, you have to buy hardware, like $10,000 for a piece of hardware right now, where you can't run it in your house. You got to have like a commercial electricity, big amounts of power. So you put that kind of money towards hardware, hard assets, it's going to be worth something.
Well,
somebody's going to find value in it. But, these other coins, meme coins, they're all speculation. It's all junk.
Well, fair enough, man.
Look at that. $50,000 for that thing. So that you
Yeah.
can make 10 or 15 bucks a day.
Yeah, I remember looking at Bitmain. I was early on. I was farming some Ethereum back like some years ago.
Good for you.
We lost money on that at first.
for you.
Made some money after, and we were pretty much even.
Well, yeah, you see, you know how
So it's
it
not
works
just
and how to
like a
connect it and how to-
yeah, and it's not just like a yeah. I'm familiar with the connections, the little connections you got to buy.
Yeah, and that knowledge
It's not.
is
It's
worth
not.
something. You can
Yeah,
work
it's,
for one of them companies.
it's not as simple as just plug and play. I mean, even though the Bitmain things are supposed to be kind of plug and play, it's not like okay now I'm making money. Like we lost money first, and we had to like kind of dial this in, calibrate a bunch of things, including the energy
Yep,
costs, the cost of the energy, and a number of things.
And you see some of those things that are like 1,500 kilowatts. That's more than one outlet can handle in a residential place.
Yeah, we were not running anything
And
like
when
this.
they're really cranking, and if they're really cranking, they're pulling even more. You got to have commercial space.
Yep.
You know.
No, we
commercial
were just
electricity.
running. We were running like a Frankenstein board with like what are those connections? These like hotspot. What do they call them? GPU. I forget what they're called.
A GPU, graphics processing unit.
Yeah, these brackets that let you connect a whole bunch of GPUs in series onto these special boards meant for just this mining.
Yep. Yeah. Saw a guy selling one of those for $50. Could you run 6 GPUs on it on Facebook? So that means that's not the way to
Risers. They're
do it
called
anymore.
risers.
You're priced out by then. You're priced out now.
Oh yeah.
There's
I
all
mean
that
back then I
stuff
was
to do.
back then the only way that this was making sense for us was because I had like a call it a source. I had a source of GPUs that I had a unique source of GPUs at the time.
Yep.
With
Now
methods
the
that I
GPUs are going.
not illegal methods, but methods that I don't know how to describe. But yeah, I had a source of GPUs. But anyways, man.
Now the GPUs are going AI centric, so they don't do anything with. You can't use them for cryptocurrency.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
just use them to train your models and to run your inference, and that's all they do. That's what the big companies are doing now. You're priced out, but if you have knowledge and how to use it and how to connect it and all that, you can make 6 figures. You go with one of those companies.
Incredible, man.
So right now is a good time for techie type people, like
Well, right on, man.
making money.
Yeah, I remember when NVIDIA, they busted out I don't know what it was. It was some series of graphics cards, but at the time, mining was popular, just like individual private mining. And they really started clamping down on that, and they came up with it. If I remember, NVIDIA had some like software block that literally halved your GPU performance rate, so it could hinder your mining because they didn't want the people buying these up for mining. And they the mining world basically cracked that code. It took a while, but they did crack it eventually when I got out.
Yeah, the great GPU war of 2019.
I'm familiar.
NVIDIA and
It was a lucrative time.
ADM.
Yeah, AMD.
Yeah. So I think AI is great. It ain't going nowhere.
No, I
they're
agree. That's what I'm
building
saying.
Data centers bigger than a city. It ain't going nowhere. The best thing to do is to start learning how to set it up.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Put in your resume.
maybe. True say, man. Yeah, hash limiter rates. Hash rate They NVIDIA came out with these cards with hash rate limiters. we'll call it not synthetic, but an artificial limiting of its hash rate. But it was eventually cracked. Yeah, anyways, man. Hi, man. Anything else about this?
No, not about that. Well, what about them Epstein files, man?
What about them?
When are they coming out?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about them.
Yeah.
How come you want them to come out?
This stuff's more... I'm just kidding. AI is more interesting than all that other stuff.
Are you kidding about the Epstein stuff? I mean, you're welcome to talk about it if you wanted to mention
Yeah,
it.
I am. I don't want to talk about that.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways.
Stuff's for... That kind of stuff's for SPLTs.
What's that? What?
On, the Spartan SPLTs?
Oh, yes. Yeah, exactly.
In the movie 300.
Yeah.
Weird looking...
Exactly. Let's let them worry about that. Well, thank you, Jaime. Call me again, man.
Yeah, have a good one. Happy Black History Year.
Black History Year. Wow. A whole year, folks. Get ready. We had season up in Canada. We're doing a whole year, baby. Jaime, call me again. Incredible. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think Stream Elements is down or something because all of my Stream Elements are down. Look, my chat is frozen, and when I refresh it, it's like dead. It's dead. And that's a service called Stream Elements. And when I go to Stream Elements, the website is down. I guess I never clued into that. Oh, this may have happened recently. But yeah, all my elements are ran by this service. And if the service goes down, all my elements go down. I wonder, how do I make my own? We got Jep. How you doing, Jep? On the air, Kentucky.
Yeah, we're doing all right. How are you doing?
All is well. Appreciate your call.
Hell yeah.
Welcome.
You know what's so interesting about AI?
Tell me.
Literally Voyager, the first satellite ever to be sent, had a form of AI. Wasn't called AI, but Voyager's original mission plan was orbit the Earth, rotate around it, and collect data. That's exactly AI.
Tell me more. You said it. What makes it AI? The fact that it collected data?
Well, not just data. It was supposed to observe space while it rotates around the Earth. And, it could send messages on its own to NASA and vice versa. But that's before the antenna, like a rock in space, literally just hit the antenna and screw that up. So, but before the antennas... Yeah.
What year is this? How far back are we going? Now I'm starting to think this is actually farther back than I thought.
Yeah, 40s, 50s, somewhere around there. I don't fully remember. Voyager,
I gotcha.
Yeah, let's see what. Because I want to say it was 59 when Voyager was sent up. But yeah, it was supposed to not only observe around its surroundings up there, but it was also supposed to relay a message back to NASA on its own. That's also part of the HTML encoding and encryption for Voyager to act on its own with the best choice and do its missions that it was going to do. So, it's going to, take images, sound recordings, whatever, and then send it back to us.
Huh.
So it's in a way it's like half and half, like half programmed, half AI.
That's pretty cool. I heard somewhere that the language, and put it like this, the like programming and really, I mean, in my mind, that's the tech, but so that's how I'll summarize it. But that basically some form of the tech behind AI has been around since like the 40s. I heard that as early as they were making computers, that the program, I don't even know how to describe it, so I might not be the right guy, but that that something about like language models, the programming language of it has been around forever, and definitely the concept. It's one of those things that I bet you if you knew more about programming, it would be super obvious. You'd be like, yeah, that's why they've been talking about this forever, because it was like theoretically possible through the code. But this is out of my purview now. But I heard it was around since the 40s.
Yeah, I want to say it's either 59 or 49 when Voyager. But anyways, yeah.
It looks like Voyager 1 was launched actually in 1977.
Oh, well. Okay.
Voyager 1.
Yeah, but
from at least according to Google AI, that's September 5th, 1977. Sorry. No, my bad. Voyager 1 came after Voyager 2, apparently. Voyager 2 launched first on August 20th, 1977, and Voyager 1 followed a couple weeks later. So I don't know why they did it like that, if that's true, but there you go.
I mean, even before the first satellite in the 70s, we had supercomputers with all of those. Some of them ran on microfilm. That's how, you had that film, but it wasn't like film. It was like a special kind of data collecting film. Like, hey, look up these old servers from like the 60s and 70s.
What'd I look up?
They real popular back in those times. I mean, they were extremely bulky, and it could hold up countless of things.
You're just generally look up what old computers and servers look like, or are you telling me to look something specific up?
Yeah, just look up old servers.
Yeah. Looks like racks of old computers.
It's one big machine, one crazy big. Let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. No, that's the newer.
Yeah, I'm looking for the old stuff.
Yeah. Like that black and white one that you had your cursor on. With
monitors. You're on a delay, but I bet you're about to get hit with the right pictures here in a moment. I get the feeling I'm on the right track here.
There we go. Yep.
I thought so.
That whole row. Yeah, even that one right there. That's
on tape. Yeah. They did this on tape, huh?
And all of those wires mean a specific thing. That's what's crazy about those computers.
Yeah.
You couldn't just plug like a phone operator. You had to have specific cords for specific ports.
Oh,
and
really?
all of those are. It's like that control panel, and then there's that.
Yeah, with the cables, I saw that one. Kind of like a modular synthesizer. That's what this is making me think of.
Yeah, well, that's what it is.
What do you mean?
You had to have that with the computers back then to make it actually function and work.
Huh.
Like modulars were a heavy thing back then.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, man.
Now you want to see something so simple and basic?
Sure.
Look up the basic phone operator booth. The first phone operator booth.
First phone operator booth. The Fern Press kiosk.
Yeah. It was so basic that all you had to do is one cord. Each operator had literally one cord, and whatever light flash you put it, what is it?
Not the first telephone booth, but the first operator booth.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, and all you had, see, the one with the lady at that
Yeah,
board.
the one with the lady.
that
The one with the lady. We'll find her. Keep going.
You had, I mean, you didn't have one cord, but you had a couple. But whatever light on that board lit up, you put the jack in, and you connect it, and you talk to them, and then you put it, and you connected them.
So it's simple. They really simplified the whole process here, where you could make this a job that a lot more people could enter, even if it looked technically difficult.
It does, but literally, and these were uneducated people that could operate these.
Cool. And we needed that at that time for sure.
Oh, yeah. And then they just kept getting bigger and better, and more phones companies.
Automated.
More phone companies. Yeah.
So automation took over this world a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
This lady's job and probably countless others have been automated and gone a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, automation, when you think about it, automation is something we've been trying to put in place since the beginning of work, probably. Now, what is that? What am I saying there? I mean, just consider, let's say a routine. A routine is a sense, maybe early automation, okay, I always do this at this time. Let me also do this at this time. So I get these two things done every day at this time. You know what I mean? As probably someone else would probably be able to take this up better than I.
No, I know what you're saying. But see, back then too, a lot of computers were just programmed to do one specific thing or multiple specific thing. They didn't really have it's not like what it become over years, where you could have a little computer do hundreds of things.
Interesting, man.
You
think AI is gonna what?
I think AI is gonna take over. I mean, the way it's going, it's gonna replace everything.
It's here to stay.
Computer-wise.
I definitely believe that. I just don't know in which capacity.
All these servers, they're still always going to have servers for AI. But most of these servers are going to be obsolete.
What makes you say that?
Because of AI.
Please, go ahead.
We still have servers that are operating in the automated tasks. They're doing certain automated tasks or like that. And eventually it's going to be replaced. Even that's going to be replaced with AI.
Oh, I see.
Because AI can do multiple billions of things at once versus the older servers, they can do specific tasks or a couple of tasks at a time.
Right. Huge shift. Seems like inevitable.
I mean, I don't mind, something to take over the current everything, but I just don't want people to I just still like to hope that people use it for good in a way.
I know what you mean. I mean, it's a tool, right? It's a tool. So what can I say? I mean, there's all these stories coming out of people using it terribly, saying insane things, and then the AI kind of just doesn't correct you and lets you be crazy, because what these things are kind of programmed to do is to kind of schmooze you and kind of blow smoke up your backside. I don't know, when you talk to these AIs, you know what I'm saying? They blow smoke up your because they're trying to make you feel good or whatever. So you'll say the craziest things, and it'll be like, that's a very interesting thought, and you know what, a very unique idea. And you could say the craziest thing, and it'll always say that. So what I'm saying with that is that it seems like yeah, the stories are coming out of how detrimental it is. But I mean, I think what you're just seeing is that's the percentage of the population that's crazy like that. If it's not AI, it's something else.
Yeah. A lot of it with the kind of unexpected answer from AI sources or things is when AI was the way it is now, there's no bias of any emotional response. So it's going to be the basic answer or a basic polite answer.
Right, polite.
It's not. But eventually, AI is going, because AI is evolving every day. As we're talking right now, it's learning new things. It's learning old things. It's doing so much to improve itself that nobody is doing it for it.
Hmm.
And eventually, that's where we're gonna be in, is the AI world. It's like there's this, I forgot where in Kentucky, but in the next 2 to 3 years, there's it's AI in-home robot. That's what they have, is they've been building multiple ones, but there's Fed reported on the news. They're not telling the price of it, but in the next 2 to 3 years, they should be ready to sell their inventory. And they apparently from this segment on the news that they have, they're ready to sell right now. That's how huge their inventory is of already made AI robots.
What? That's crazy.
For
man.
price wise.
For consumer consumer use.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's
in
incredible.
home use. You could have it wash dishes, help you garden, clean your place, whatever. Just basic in-home use, carry groceries, fix something to eat, probably.
Wow.
Yeah. They didn't say the exact price, but the only thing they said about the price, it's going to cost an average of a new 4-door car.
There you go, paradigm shift. You know what? I took a Waymo the other day. Are you familiar with Waymo cars? In Los Angeles, there's a service called Waymo, which it's basically self-driving cars. It's like an Uber, but there are no drivers.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah,
Waymo's it's been around for some time now in LA. And the other day I took a trip somewhere where I needed to take a Waymo back. Besides the free ride that I had there, that's why I took it. I did see the price it gave me, and I'm talking about a route that would normally be $35 on Uber. It costs $12 on Waymo, and that besides the experience, no driver.
Exactly. No
and
one
so,
to pay.
Bingo. And it's like, yeah, the whole experience was futuristic. The thing worked perfectly. It drove amazingly. It took like a LA left. I call it a LA left. I mean, I don't think it's wrong. I don't think it's even that egregious. I mean, you're allowed to take a left in the last few seconds, right? But sometimes you have to take this left in LA. So anyways, what I'm saying is the Waymo is very proficient in all that. And sure, all that was impressive, but let me be real. The most impressive, the factually most impressive thing about the Waymo ride I took is the fact that it was $12. We're talking about, you heard about it in sci-fi and you heard about it talked about, workers being replaced by blah, 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 and laborers and costs and this is going down and da-da-da. Well, that's just stuff you heard about. That's just stuff you saw on TV or sci-fi stuff. Here's a real world example where they made I'm telling you, a route that was, this is a service you could still take today. You know it very well. It's Uber. Waymo, $12? That's crazy. That's crazy.
I remember back in 2006 that California had been, there was a university there where they've been, developing this at first.
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing it on a history channel, seeing it on TV. It was like, oh, it's, that'd be cool. Because ever since I was a kid, watching those movies like Demolition Man, or they had, the fucking cars where you could just they drive on their own.
Right.
But
Delamain in Cyberpunk.
Yeah. But back in 2006, it was in just a normal Toyota 4-door car, and it was so bulky machinery in the trunk.
Okay.
And it was one of the teachers. Oh wow!
It was what? Did you say that again?
It was one of the professors at the I forgot what California university, but he was the one that was doing all these experiments, trying to get the self-robot drive cars. And then I remember them hearing on this History Channel back then is that the middle lane in the highway is specifically for the University of California.
I didn't know that.
So it's about time. Of course, over the years, they're going to improve it, make it so much smaller instead of because he had actual computers in the trunk with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of wires being hooked here, there, and everywhere throughout the car to get to self-driving.
That's how they had to do it, yeah.
But, yeah.
I think drive-by... That's how every what?
That's how everything starts out.
Of course.
Out bulky, and then it into.
I was trying to look into the drive-by-wire modifications they have to do on these Jaguars because it seems like Waymo has picked a fleet car. It's this Jaguar. I don't know what model Jaguar this is, but they obviously have modified it, and the drive-by-wire is pretty. It's pretty. Because I've seen some of what you're talking about, and they have to have these mechanical, basically full-on servos and motors physically touching the wheel. A lot of this is software and under the hood drive-by-wire. I was reading. I couldn't see anything. I haven't seen anything specific or pictures or anything. And one more thing, I was reading that what's different from the Waymo self-driving concept is that as opposed to the Tesla self-driving concept, all of the full self-driving is contained within the vehicle, making it like a product that you can sell to the consumer. This is different in that the drive-by-wire, again, this is kind of out of my purview, but for those that are interested, the drive-by-wire is essentially outside of the car, in the cloud, so to speak, and an AI thing too, and that's as far as I know, but if you were interested in that's kind of the material difference between the two.
Yeah, I could see it be more of feeding off of a satellite.
And all these sensors, it has has LiDAR sensors, radar, it has all this crap around it, 360 view. And that's how these things work, man. Well, Jep, anything else you want to say here, sir?
Yeah, just one quick thing. You would really have to give the AI programming total control to access everything of a car, from turning it on to windshield wipers to blinkers to whatever,
Yeah, eventually. So go ahead.
This is all known navigation right here, like GPS is where that's how you're going to be able. These cars are able to literally just not crash.
But yeah,
not only does sensors have, but they have to, they rely on GPS and known, map sources of where the road is.
And these are all over the road, honestly. They've been around a few years, and they're kind of all over now. It's not uncommon to see multiple Waymos on the road. Well,
get them first.
Say again?
Something like Kentucky isn't.
Yeah, I mean here in LA. Yeah, for sure. I mean, and they came out with the Waymo bus, and I saw that the other day, The Waymo bus. Now they got this bus for multiple people.
They got buses.
It's called the Waymo bus. Now it's not as big as you think, like those buses, like the public transit buses, but it is a bigger vehicle that's meant to hold like 7, 8 people or more, and they call it the Waymo bus. And I'm showing it on screen. It's self-driving, totally like the other one, and yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of. I've seen those on the road too. The other day I saw a Waymo. A couple of days, some time ago, I saw a Waymo honk at another car in the most human. I don't know how else to describe it. It was the most human thing. Like this car was. It had no signal lights on, so the Waymo was on one lane, and this other car was in the lane to the right, but ahead of the Waymo, and the car driven by a real person was kind of rolling into the lane of the Waymo, but it had no blinker on, and it wasn't clear what it was doing. And the Waymo honked. The car straightened up, went back to its lane, and then the Waymo just like sped up past it. It seems so. It seems so human. It seemed like the Waymo got pissed, and not pissed, but it was like, honk, get out of my way, and now let me drive out of here because this clearly this guy's unsafe. Let me get out of here. It seems so like a person. It was weird.
Well, not only those cameras, you would have to have motion sensor and object sensors, but you would have to give it AI sensor control to detect stupidity like that or something simple or whatever, and then make the best judgment, like speed up, accelerate, and everything. So it's really AI, like literally. Okay, now I remember. So it's AI basically thinking like a human based on reports, accident reports, statements, whatever it can find on the internet to learn, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do instead of this, which caused a crash.
Interesting, man. Fascinating, man. Jep, I got to let you go, sir. Talked plenty on this. Can you call me again?
All right. All right. Bye.
Take care, sir. Yep. What can I say? Waymo, the future's here. Whoa, we got big super chats. Thank you so much. Buymeacoffee.com/anchor, baby. Jermaine with a coffee says she claims to teach women how to be high value and men how to be masculine. Yet behind the scenes, she's sleeping with a married man. And for this advice, quote unquote, she charges $8,000 an hour. Are you talking about this Saudi lady? I don't know where you got this, Jermaine, but appreciate the coffee. Sounds like a mess. And we got some here from Eric, man. So generous, man. I do appreciate all your coffees. And he's responded mid-show. It's happening live. That's crazy. You said, here's the question for you, Eric. What's the solution? He writes, the solution is to identify rap music as the hypnotic vector, brainwashing vulnerable, unconscious minds to prioritize the influence of rap culture. Yeah, I think you're right. Upon listening to you over the and I'm going to finish this before I speak too much, but upon, listening to you through these coffees, it's clear that we agree. We're pretty much kind of saying the same thing. We kind of agree on the same thing about evil. Like it is all the same sin, but, and we also think that the rap is kind of materially different. I mean, they're telling you different things. It's just an obvious thing. Now, even if we both agree that it's all the same sin and you got to overcome ego, you're not better than the black people because you don't listen to rap music. I think you'd have to be quite dishonest person to say you can't identify rap music in a specific way to say, hey, this is a problem. Yeah. Now he's not even said exactly how, but I mean, I think you'd have to be dishonest to say you can't do that. if you agreed with everything else he's been saying. If I listen to music about cookies, pizza, and soda, I'm going to prioritize junk food. If I listen to music about guns, drugs, and prostitutes, I'm going to prioritize violence and sexual degeneracy. It's common sense. If my goal was to brainwash society into pursuing violent and sexually degenerate behavior, I would ignite a strong emotion in them, creating high receptivity to unconscious suggestion. Then I would feed them those suggestions repeatedly through a media that can efficiently reach the masses. Isn't that a valid description of the effect of rap music? Anyone that wants to control you will make you first emotional. Only rap music praises, worships, glorifies being a thug, murderer, gangster, criminal. Since the 1980s, rap music has become increasingly more a staple in mainstream popular culture, which correlates with the violent and sexually degenerate behavior in society. And he gives us some visuals, some added
down a man in Hallandale Beach.
Some added links.
That victim was a local rapper. Local 10's Rochelo has the latest now from that scene.
Deadly shootings.
Police say this is very much an ongoing investigation.
Rapper shot to death. 1960 birth control. 1973 abortion. 1988 NWA. 1989 Two Live Crew. The problem with society is women control culture, and since 1960, women have become exponentially and more promiscuous. At no time in the history of the world have women been more promiscuous. The modern woman is a whore. He quotes our competitor. Sadia Khan crashed out this weekend. She crashed out. The Sadia Khan crash out this weekend. It's a perfect example. All women are hoes. Even the women who charge you $8,000 an hour to tell you not to date hoes. Society follows women. Adam, Apple, Eve. If women spent their time at the library, society reads books. If women become whores, society follows women into degeneracy. The fallen state. Rap music functions as a hypnotic virus, suggesting to vulnerable unconscious minds violent and sexually degenerate behavior is normal. Brainwashing. Rap music is leading the movement into degeneracy, but women's promiscuity is the cause. If women wouldn't have sex with rappers, criminals, violent drug dealers, rap music wouldn't have such strong influence on popular culture. Where is he wrong? The Fallen State, episode 1 year ago with Jamie Kennedy, they discuss how Satan uses music. The music business is the gateway to the darkest stuff, Jamie Kennedy said. And then a couple more links about the brainwashing. And today's women, man, thank you for the written out coffee there, Eric, man.
So Sadia Khan is...
Nah, I don't care about that. Crashing out. Nick is spitting reading the super chat. Oh, you don't know what crashing out is, Carver? If you don't know what crashing out is, you maybe you not a crash out. Chat, one in the chat if Carver is a crash out. If he a crash out. 2 in the chat if you a crash out. 3 in the chat if you was raised by your mama and your daddy. But let me see. How can I explain crash out? Let me see. How about
Solar didn't love me and it made me cry. So I might as well give Isabella a try. But she don't really care about how I feel inside. She don't care how I feel.
Hold on. This is educational. What's a crash out? Okay.
She love me, I ain't hearing it. She told me that she got a nigga, I ain't fearing him. Cause I'm like Chris Benoit, I'm a crash out. And all my niggas really down to bring the straps out.
Are you understanding? Right? I'm like Chris Benoit. I'm a crash out. And all my neighbors are really down to bring those straps out. Okay? Are you familiar with Chris Benoit? Again, let me explain. she is indicating to me that she loves me, but I'm not listening to such lies. In fact, she told me that she has another man, but I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid at all, because and very much like that pro wrestler who is gone, Chris Benoit. In fact, they call it a crash out. And all my neighbors are really down to bring those straps out. So there's your lesson in what being a crash out is. Chris Benoit, the wrestler who Kevin Sullivan framed after doing a satanic ritual. Yeah. Basically, crashing out means to flip out. All right, people, we've been streaming for a bit here now, and we did all the super chats. We did all of our lovely viewers here, super chats. We did our topics, and we did all of our callers here. I want to get to one last caller here. I believe I got a Jaden. Who do we have on the air here?
Hello, Nick.
Oh, what's up, Jaden? How you been, man?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
What's up? Long time no talk. Yo, I just had a quick question about forgiving your mother.
Of course.
You can hear me, right?
Hearing you clear. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So I just noticed that all the people who forgive their mothers who watch Jesse, well, most, or at least ones I talk to or have talked to, they end up like worse than before they did it. And I don't want to end up worse. So I'm just wondering and I'm not trying to judge them. I'm just saying I don't want to end up like them, right? So what do I do in order, because I'm about to do it tomorrow. So what do I do to make sure that I do it right?
Help me understand what you mean by worse.
Well, without calling anyone out specifically, they just go more into their behaviors they were doing before. It's like the behaviors they used to distract before, they like ramp it up times 10.
Like what?
Like if they were drinking, they'll be drinking even harder after they forgive their mother. If they were going online all the time, they'll be doing it way more. If they were arguing with people, they're going to be way more nasty and bitter after they do. That's what I've seen.
And why do you think that's going to happen to you?
Well, I don't think it's going to happen, but I think that it's something that happens to people who do it, and I don't want it to happen to me.
But why do you think it might?
Because I'm not different than these people.
Interesting.
Like if 100 people walk in a cave, and then every time someone walks out the cave, they end up bruised. Well, I'm not going to assume that I'm better than these people, so if I walk in the cave, I'm probably going to get bruised, right?
Have you heard maybe Jesse say something along the lines of falling into a sort of hell, so to speak, hell being unleashed, so to speak, when you kind of go down this path?
Right, the hell in other people or yourself?
In you.
I haven't heard him say in yourself, but it's interesting. What do you mean by that?
Well, I'm just wondering if you've heard Jesse kind of refer to this notion of hell, in a sense, being let loose, of hell. What does he say? All hell breaking loose, so to speak, once you get on this path. Have you heard him say something like that?
Yeah, I thought he was referring to before you forgive your mother, though. Like
And what did you hear, and what did you think?
I thought it was like it's all gonna like climax like a Christopher Nolan movie, right? All the epic action's gonna happen in the last third act, and then you're gonna forgive your mother, and then it's like the resolution.
And it's gonna be over?
Yeah.
And what made you think that? Well, help me understand what you're thinking by resolved.
Because if I forgive, what is the point of forgiving if it doesn't do anything, if it doesn't get better?
It's an interesting question, man. You know, you strike me as someone who is thinking about things that haven't happened a lot. Is that fair to say?
Right. Yeah.
And I wouldn't blame you. I mean, it's only natural to look at a number of people do the same thing and to think, well, why wouldn't it happen to me? That being said, it seems to me like you've done a little bit more besides, kind of the natural there. Like everything you just said. But like I'm also learning and remembering from your other calls, you haven't even gone and done that. You haven't even gone to your mother and forgiven her, so to speak. That's not an admonition.
Doing, yeah.
That's not an admonition, but it's more like let's remember where you are. Let's remember where you really are, in a sense. It's hard to know what all these people are going through, and it's hard to know what is really going to happen to you until you really find out. No?
Yeah, you're right. It's just like, and maybe this is my problem of perceiving these people, but I perceive them before they forgave their mothers as like spiritually strong or in some ways like spiritually wise. And these people who are spiritually wise are like giving up basically after they forgive them. They're losing the battle. And I don't think I'm better than them. So that's why I'm like, I don't want to say scared, but that's why I'm afraid to do it. Because if these people who are spiritually wise or appear to be can go to hell, what does that say about me?
You said go to hell? They're going to hell? Oh, I get you.
Yeah,
I get you mean like hell's breaking loose, like their lives.
Right.
Okay, let me put it. I want to say something really quick. I want to say something that I'm almost positive of, just to kind of. I'm not trying to summarize or save time because this has gone on too long or anything, but this just came to me, and I think it's absolutely true. It's one of these things that it's one of these things that maybe you'll find out on your own, but I'm just going to tell you, kind of thing. And it's like, I'll tell you. I don't know how else to put it, but I'll tell you this: you have whatever you think is going on with these people that you're describing. You really don't know. Even if it's like, and something may be going on, nothing may be going on. The same thing could be going on with all of them. That's not what I'm getting into. I'm just saying the trueness of what is happening. You don't know. I'll tell you that. And why am I saying that? I'm saying that because, put it like this, man. I'm saying that, I don't know, just talking to you, I just know you don't know. I know you don't have that experience. You don't know what's really going on with them. You think it's like they're going to hell. You think it's like their lives are going to hell, and maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But whatever you're thinking it is, it's not. So I just want to say that really quick. Like, that's all. Does that make sense? And I'm not saying you're not seeing what you're. I'm not.
People could be lying.
What I'm saying with that is that I'm not saying you're not seeing what you're seeing. Maybe their lives are going a certain way, but what that ultimately means and what that means for you, all of those thoughts, every single one of those is made up. You have no clue. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, all right. So
they may be going through something, but it doesn't mean anything for you. And you might even go through the same thing.
Sure,
but whatever you think they're going through, you should just let it go. You find out for yourself. Because why are you going to forgive her?
Because I don't know what they're going through. I want to have a sort of like a mentality going into it. Not like a thought mentality, but like what is the point of a purpose of doing this, so that I'm clear on my intention, and that way I do it correctly. So what would be even the purpose of it?
That's a great question. And that's actually a great question, like your intention on why doing this. And I know what you're saying, you want to get better. And that's like a fine reason, right? A lot of people are looking for stuff, but put it like this. You just told me you're ready to go forgive your mother. Now, I know you want to get better in life and all these things, but keep it simple. You just told me you want to forgive your mother. Why?
Right, because it's
No, that was a question.
What
Why?
I've seen. Yeah, what I've seen is that I know I'm angry at her, and I know that's what's holding me back. So I'm saying that if I go to her, forgive her, I trust Jesse when he says that if you go to her, forgive her, the anger will be dropped. So that's why I'm doing it.
That's it, man. That's all you need. Start with what you see and just kind of go with faith there, because you don't really know what's going on with those people. I'll tell you that. I really, for that's one thing I know. You don't really know what's going on with them, and you don't really know if their lives are getting worse. Because even though if things are materially worse, or they look more stressed, or you go through more stress, that's not necessarily bad. Because if you're forgiving, if you're go ahead.
They're acting out.
Well, maybe that was always there for those people. I don't know what they're going through. I don't know how godly or whatever, because you're telling me these are people you know that are going around forgiving their parents. What, are they listening to Jesse?
Some of them listen to Jesse. Some of them haven't listened to Jesse. They did it on their own.
And so these people that are going on their own or whatever, are you basing this off of those people too? Like,
yeah.
And so
anyone who does it.
They went and forgave their mother. Yeah, man. That's basing
like,
but that's basing your life off of other people. There's countless people who profess Christianity. I've seen countless people come to church with Jesse Lee Peterson, tell him straight into his eyes and say, "Wow, Jesse, I didn't know this about anger." And then the very next day or the very next moment, get angry and all that. If we really can't base these things off of other people like that, you got to be committed to what you can see. And you told me you see, wow, I can see I'm angry at this woman, and I'm wrong for that. It's like you can sit around and ponder all day. I'm not gonna slap you on the wrist for that. Hey, like, do what you want, but bring it back to basics, reality. You don't know all the other things you're talking about, but here you know this one thing. I'm mad at her, and I see this. Start there, man, and discover for yourself.
I'm asking, I guess I'm asking that. How do I go in it and drop the anger, as opposed to just saying words of dropping the anger and not actually doing it?
There's no trick to it, man. The trick is in the heart. It has to just be real for you. I would never know that. You would never be able to convince me. I would never know. I would never truly know. Only you. You know inside. You're like,
what do you
wow.
mean the trick is in the heart?
Let me tell you. The trick is that it's just true. There is no other trick. There's no right words. The trick is that it's true. And here's what I'm getting at. When I went and forgave my mother, it's like it was true. I really knew that I was wrong for hating her, and so I didn't have to convince anybody. I didn't have to. There was no trick. Inside, I knew that was the truth. There was no other trick to it. So you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Does that make sense so far?
Yeah, I understand that part, and you're just speaking like what is true. But I guess the spiritual aspect of the anger dropping, I guess you can't.
Don't worry about that right now. Don't worry about that right now.
Don't worry, but that's the whole point of why.
I know, but don't you want to discover? That wouldn't even make sense to talk about that. You're asking me, okay, but how?
I'm going to end up like these people who discovered, and they
but maybe on the other side of that, is the peace you're looking for. It sounds like, I don't know these other people, and I wouldn't even think about that. I wouldn't even think about these other people. You're telling me some of these people are going around forgiving their mother. Why? Because they heard you say it? You tell me they don't even listen to Jesse, so you don't even know what they're thinking if they're thinking like you.
No, they did it before I even met them.
So then why are you basing any of what we're talking about with these people who have never even heard of Jesse? Why? Just because they forgave their parents? I mean, are you familiar? Let me ask you this.
Like they've been going through the same spiritual thing as what we do.
Yeah, are they even
don't
thinking?
know about Jesse.
Yeah, they don't even know what you're thinking of. Like, you're assuming that when they went and forgave, it's like the same of what you're talking about.
Oh.
Doesn't that make sense? Think about it. These people, you don't know why they went to forgive. Yeah, you have no clue why they went and did that. I've met people who Tell me this. Answer this, Jaden. How many callers have you heard talk with Jesse, and Jesse's like, "You got to forgive your parents," and they're like, "I already did." And then eventually he gets it out of them that they're just like everybody else who has not forgiven their parents.
Right.
So don't base your stuff off of other people. Countless callers and people I've heard talking to Jesse say the same thing. Oh, yeah, I forgive my parents. Oh, I forgive them before I ever heard of Jesse. And I'm not saying this because, I don't know, we got to like, it's not a worship thing. Like, he's just saying the truth. That's not even important. Look, how many people have you heard say the same thing, and then eventually Jesse draws it out of them that actually they're just like everybody else who has not forgiven? So don't base it off of anybody else.
Yeah. So then what does it look like, at least in your life or what you've seen in whatever? What does it practically look like to drop anger? Because if you still have the anger after you're telling me you still have it, then how did you drop it?
Man, I'm working on it. Straight up. But it's more peace. It's more peace. And it's not something you got to worry about. That's not the thing to worry about. That's the wrong thing to be thinking of.
I'm not worrying. I want to know what it looks like. Like, what does it look like to drop anger?
Peace. More peace. Look, you're more of a stable guy. You're just like so on it. Like nothing can move you. It's calm. It's slow.
Do you still have anger?
Me, yeah.
How do you still
I think
have anger,
so.
but you have
I think so.
peace and you're unmovable?
I didn't say I did, but you were asking me what it's like, and I told you, well, I'm working on it, but you're kind of pressing on it, and I'm humoring the question because I think it does have a good. I think it can have a good response even with me right now, because I think I do have some idea.
What I thought it meant is that you just don't have it anymore. Like you just don't have it. You can't get angry.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what it is essentially at the core. That's a great summary. In fact, that's a great summary. That's a really, really nice summary. That's in fact exactly what it is. You can't be angry. You don't have it. And that's what I was trying to say earlier in a lot of words. When you're talking with people, you're just on top of it. Nothing can bother you. You bet you said it better than I. It means you can't get angry.
Okay. So you're just saying not to worry about it, just wing it basically.
Well, I'm saying don't worry about the things you mentioned, because you're saying I see I need to forgive, and then I'm like, okay, we'll just deal with that. And you're saying, but what's it gonna be like? What does anger look like? What does no anger look like? What are thoughts, no thoughts look like? What's it supposed to look like in these other people? I'm just saying all that. Don't worry about all that. You're getting ahead of yourself, man.
That's true. I guess it's my thoughts trying to keep me from doing it, right?
Because think about it, man. Let's say you really wanted what you're telling me you want. You're saying, I want to overcome this anger. I know I'm wrong for it. And I want it to affect my life positively in all these other ways, right? Better habits, blah, blah, blah. All these things you're thinking of. Let's say you really wanted that. Wouldn't you take the first step with faith? You're like, because think about it. What you really want is to be with God and to repent. Not to get something that you want. It's like, what can I get? What can I get? Let me get more peace. What can I get? No, it's like, okay, I'm wrong, God. Let me start there. So how about start there? You really see you have to forgive her. Why don't you start there? And right, because it's like, what can I get? How about slow down? You're wrong for this. You're wrong in God's eyes for this. Let's start there. You know, instead of worrying about what you could get.
Just that I've been so, and this is probably excuses, but I've been so like lost recently.
I understand that.
In the past few months. And I don't want to do it lost and have nothing come of it.
But that's exactly why you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to do it because you're lost and you feel lost, and the only thing that makes sense, and I'm not and this is because you told me this. Don't let me convince you, but you're telling me this is why you got to do it, because you're lost, confused, nothing makes sense. But the only thing that does make sense is that you're wrong for holding on to this anger. Right. Unless that's not what you're telling me.
No, it is. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's exactly why you should do it, and this confusion is not going to go away. You're going to be waiting your whole life.
Well, I'm going to do it tomorrow regardless. I just wanted to know if there's...
But not because I said anything, right? Not because
No, yeah, I
not
was already
because
planning
I
to
heard
before
some
I
guy on
called.
YouTube say that this is gonna magically change my whole life, and you know what? I don't even really believe it, and I think maybe. Well, it sounds like you do personally, from what I'm hearing, but I'm just making up this hypothetical to make a point. I hope it's not because you heard some guy on YouTube and you're like, okay, well, this is just gonna be some magic spell that's gonna fix me. You know, the magic is in the reality of it, because you're wrong for it, and it's like. And then don't have no expectations
At
because
first-
maybe it is going to get worse. Maybe hell is going to break loose, sir. I don't know what that's going to look like for you. But, you know, I'll say this. You should have no expectation of it. And don't look at these other people, man. Forget about them. Let them live their lives.
I don't know if I can handle that, bro. If it
You
gets
have
worse.
to if you want, but you must.
I literally.
If you want to go into hell and go crazy,
it's
then
like-
should that happen? Start looking at other people. But when you're in that
for
confusion
the
and you
past
remember
3
my
years
voice,
since I watched Jesse,
uh-huh.
it's been like for the past 3 years, I've just been holding this one thing. Oh, I just gotta forgive my mother, and then it'll be I just gotta forgive my mother. But if you're telling me that it's gonna get worse after I do it, then I literally have nothing left to do. I literally have like exhausted my options of salvation, and it is still not getting better. Like that would be terrible.
But you're making two things are going on here now. You've made a whole big thing of what forgiveness is, because you're saying, I've been telling myself over and over again that this is one thing I got to do. It's just this one thing I got to do. You understand? You're telling yourself a narrative, and now you've set yourself up for what's this supposed to be. And let me tell you, I relate to you a little bit, because I had my own little idea. Even though I heard Jesse don't have an idea, and that helped a lot. I had my own little idea. And I was glad to be shocked when I forgave my mother and get the completely different response than I thought. She was like kind of cold and like it was not what I thought. And I'm glad I didn't get shocked right then and go crazy or anything. But I'm just telling you, why am I telling you that? I'm just telling you, have no expectations, man. You're setting yourself up in that way. You're saying, this is one thing I got to do. It's just one more thing I got to do. One last thing I got to do. And then the other setup is, you have a whole life to live, and you're telling yourself this lie that you don't even know, because you don't know what life is going to be like post forgiveness. Now you've even created this event where there's pre-forgiveness, post-forgiveness. Just wait and see, man. Wait and see. It's not what you think it is. It's not what you think it is.
See, how do you know?
It's not
I'm
what
not
you think it
trying
is.
to argue. I'm actually
No, I
asking,
know you're
how
not
do you
arguing.
know if you did it right?
Wait and see. Wait and see. Wait and see. Wait and see. Wait and see on that one too. Because, for example, I've known people who forgave, and they went like 4 times, and they called Jesse and they're like, Jesse, what was I doing here? And then they learned what they did that way, and they're like, okay, wow. And so then they stopped doing that. They stopped acting crazy. They didn't have to go back and forgive more, and they saw what they were doing, understanding. I've heard other people who were like, yeah, I went, Jesse, it's exactly how you said. It's exactly how you said. I saw exactly what it was. And I've heard people, you got to understand this. What I'm saying here, is all these different people I'm describing, yeah, sure, different things happened and confusions and ideas, but at the same thing, they were all seeking the same thing, understanding of what's happening with you. So I can't tell you what that is going to be, right? You need to understand. And that understanding might be kind of difficult, because there's going to be a lot of confusion right before the understanding. This confusion is going to hurt. You're going to be like, what am I even doing? Am I even in the right path? What is this? But hello, buddy, that's what not understanding feels like. It's called confusion. So I don't know, man, stick with it. That's all I got to say. If you're seeing that you're mad about your mom, what else do you want to learn about? You don't know what's next. You don't know what's the next thing you're going to see about yourself that's absolutely true. You don't know. You're just worried about these other people.
I just know I need to do it if I want to ever go anywhere or know God at all. Because I know that I've seen that it's been keeping me, like not just because Jesse said, I've seen that it's been keeping me from going. And it like activates like a weird trigger. It's like, it's weird.
Yeah, man. It really is not what you think. It's just what's in store for you is understanding of yourself. And that is a painful thing. I just want you to know that.
Oh man. Okay.
But it's through that you will maybe find what you're looking for, right? You're looking for the strength. You call in the shows with this, you're looking for the strength and all that. Well, be ready. And it's fine. It's not that deep. Take it as I think that's in the Bible. This is what I'm getting at. I think it's in the Bible even that God will only give you as much as you can handle. So take it at the pace you need to. Well, don't worry so much about that. That sounds not exactly how I meant it. But look, this understanding being painful thing, all I'm saying with that is that that you're talking about wanting strength, you might need a little pain. That's all I'm saying with that. Forget everything else. But anyways.
All right. Peace,
All right,
bro.
man. Call me again. Mic check, mic check. Oops. Oopsies. All right, folks. What can I say? That's the calls, super chats, all the topics. What can I say, folks? We done did the show, Labor Day chill stream. We really went on there for some time. Boomer. Uh-oh. I hope you enjoyed the show. I like doing the chill stream thing. And we had a nice amount of viewers there and all that. We were chilling out, doing topics, calls, super chats, and all that. Folks, enjoy the rest of your Labor Day Monday. No Labor Day Monday. We're back tomorrow. Bond Network, JLP Show, Ake Report, the American Anchor, baby. But for now, take care. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks for chilling with me. Peace.